All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to get into a lesson concerning the fall of Esau, which in these modern times is the self-proclaimed so-called white man. We are at the end of his empire, the end of this man, his reign of terror. And these events that's happening throughout the earth, big and small, it's all an effort and contributing to this man being uprooted. And ultimately, the icing on the cake, what's going to ultimately cement this man's downfall is World War III. And we're coming close to that time. Well, for right now, we are witnessing the downfall of this man. From the infighting to the devaluing of the dollar, finger pointing, threats, and everything else in between, protests. These are just signs that this man is at his end. I think it's 51. Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 verse 25, it reads, "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth." And this is concerning Babylon the Great, America. Which the so-called white man, he runs it. And he is that destroying mountain. When you look at this man and his rap sheet, he leaves nothing but destruction in the wake. It's like everything he touch, it dies or it get cuts, it's wounded. Everything he do. And it said, which destroys all the earth, because under the watch of this man, under the watch of the so-called white man, you have new terms in the earth, such as chemtrails, beaching, LGBTQ. These are the things that contributed to the earth being destroyed, from physically, the earth, being broken down, to even the minds of the people. So the earth and everything within it, this nigga is contributing to the breaking down of it. Oh, it even talks about how finally, once this nigga is overthrown, when you read Isaiah 14, it talks about how the trees shall rejoice because no feller is come up against them. Which those trees represent the nations, but even actual trees. Because another term in the earth, deforestation. That's a thing that has came about under the watch of the so-called white man. So the Lord is totally against this man. Just look at what this man have done in the earth. It says, "And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain." So the Lord, he's going to push you from that high state. The Lord stretching out his hand upon thee. It begins with the prophets. Bring forth this message. Then the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, will come and talks about how he will come and destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. See, when Yahweh Shai returns, that's going to be it, man. It said Lord's going to make thee a burnt mountain. That's concerning World War III. That's the end of so-called white men. And we're actually witnessing this in real time. See, this is part of the reward as well. Able to see our enemy fall. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that in the book of Sirach 25. Sirach, Ecclesiastes 25 verse 7 reads, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. See? So this is one of the things to be happy. Or what's that old Pac verse? Revenge is the sweetest joy than getting pussy, man. Sweet revenge, as they say. It's something about it. Your enemy getting what's coming to him. So that's a reward, man. And this is what we're seeing this has been from generations, and not just when we first became slaves over here in America. No, this is we've been anticipating this moment, because that fight between Jacob and Esau, that was creation from the beginning. That just didn't spark in the middle of the movie. No, that rivalry was created with the creation as well. And now we in the tail end of this, right? We at the end of it. It's about to be summed up to where Jacob will be on top, man. And Esau would fall at the bottom. Matter of fact, let's get that in. I think that's Psalms. You can also read that in Lazarus and the Rich Man as well. Psalms 18, verse 30. I started verse 37. It reads, I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. And you seeing that on display by the way of the teachings. This is how we're pursuing, and it said, neither turn again till they were consumed. That's why the scripture talks about how give the Lord no rest till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. As well as that unfortunate widow with the continually coming. So it said he didn't turn till they were consumed, because we're not content being here. And you can get Jake extra $5 on his rate of pay. That shit, we ready to get the fuck out of here, man. This is the place of our captivity. So this message, this doctrine, that entails our us being free from this devil, man. You all in on, because you understand that you're captives. Also speaks on hastening to be loosened, that we should not die in the pit, man. So we're gonna keep pushing till this devil is consumed. Once they're gonna be consumed by the way of these prophecies, and we seeing it now. It says, I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are falling under my feet. And that's the place where he's going. Under our feet, he's going to be subject unto us. See, witnessing, we're going to actually witness this whole thing play out. Finna see this big shift. We seeing it now, how things are shifting in the earth. Even these other nations feel it. You know, they smell blood in the water in a sense. Well, America's falling off, but they don't see the whole picture. You know, Israel's gonna be on top at the end. Matter of fact, let me continue on this. It says, for thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. And that's what the Lord's going to do. He's going to subdue them under us, man. So, because a nigga don't want America to fall because they don't know what's happening after. Just like a nigga scared to die, he think he going to go to hell. He the nigga think he gonna go to hell, you know what I mean? Or let's see, a nigga don't know what's after America. They gotta have it gotta be a Taco Bell somewhere, a post office, stoplights, just how this system set up. That's these people are accustomed to. But the Lord has gave us insight on after this place, man. And that's what it entails, these devils being subdued under us. It says, thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. See, and that's going into these devils being in slavery. And they're going to cry out. They said they're going to cry out to the Lord, man. But he's not going to hear them. It says, then did I beat them as small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the street. See, that's going to be after this place, man. Not like after when everything's said and done, the smoke clear, the dust settled, we all hold hands and no, we're going to see the fall of our enemies, and the Lord's going to allow us to. It said He's going to give us the necks of our enemies, and they ain't talking about just putting them in the chokeholds. That means they're going to be at our disposal, man. We're going to be able to control them. So that's why we were anticipating. We waiting on this moment, this place to go on pass away. Matter of fact, and that has always been the desires of the prophet. Let's get that in the book of Acts. The book of Acts, verse 6, it reads, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? See? So they was anticipating that transfer of power. Not everybody going to heaven. They was anticipating that power being restored to the kingdom of Israel. So that means Esau had to fall. You know, matter of fact, because this is that same spirit. 2nd Ezra chapter 6. I started verse 7. Said, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we need this place to end. We need Esau to be removed out the way. And we at that time, what is happening? Lord have opened our eyes. This is scripture talk about the appointed time. This is the appointed time now. Yahweh Shema Shah have given us the understanding, and we seeing the events. The Lord had gave us the understanding to make sense of these events that's happening. And it's in the scriptures, it's recorded in the scriptures, just had to have the Holy Spirit to unlock it, man. Well, we are here at the end of Esau's world, and we're witnessing it. And this has been always the desires of the prophets for this moment in time that we're in now. Matter of fact, let's end off on that in the book of Matthew 13. St. Matthew 13, verse I started at verse 16. It reads, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear." And that's the spiritual eyes and ears, able to understand this message. And in that, having that's the first steps to the road to recovery. When you read Psalms 51, it reads, it says, "Let me hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice." So that show you that's the first steps to the restoration, is receiving his understanding. You know? It says, "For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them." So we able to, because the prophets, they wrote things, the scribes certain things, they didn't get what they were saying, what they were seeing. They just wrote it down, and the Lord has gave us the understanding to know what the prophets was going into, because the things that they're seeing, this is what we're seeing now, and now we're expounding on what they was talking about. And in that as well, they had desired to see the end, man. And this is where we at now. And the Lord had gave us understanding that this is the end. And of course the grass is going to be green on the other side. And that's why we're anticipating the evils, the destruction, because there is something after this place. That's the kingdom of heaven. So yeah, Akim, I just hold it with edifying. I like this. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach his word in all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.